Welcome back, guys. Games Workshop have done it again. We have a new release date, sort of, for Blood Bowl 2020. Unless you've been living under a rock for the last week, you can't fail to have noticed the Games Workshop have been counting down to the latest preview weekend. And for us Blood Bowl fans, most importantly, there is a new Blood Bowl release, and it tops the cards here, so it was the first thing they showed on Twitch this afternoon. And what we got to see is not as much as we'd have liked, especially given how much was leaked earlier in the year. But we did get to see the new box, the new book, the models that are coming in the pack, including a couple of surprises I wasn't expecting to see. So why don't we dive in and see what we're going to get. So for us existing fans, the most important thing is going to be the new rule set. And what we got to see is the size of the new book. Now, we knew from the earlier leaks, or those that caught the leaked rulebook, that we had about 130 to 140 pages. So this version here is the 2016 rulebook. And as you can see from the thing there, it's rather thin, and there's not a lot in here. It totals 56 pages. Okay, so this we got is a brief overview of the rules. It's not complete, it doesn't carry the teams, it doesn't carry league rules, it's bare bones in order to play a game with the models that come in the box. Shortly after releasing that, Games Workshop released the Blood Bowl Almanac, which is a great big hardback book, totaling 140 pages, and this gives us a good idea of the size of the new rulebook. It's hardback, and it's going to have as much information in it as the 2016 Almanac does. And the other thing that's in the 2016 release that's missing in the 2020 release are card packs. So this is the card pack from the human card pack inside of the release, and as you can see, I've never opened it. I've never found a use for the special play cards inside the box set. But is this a sign that cards are disappearing from the entire 2020 range? And will we not see them released with the Necromantic? But we'll cover the Necromantic later on. Just like the 2016 release, the box set is coming with two teams, the Imperial Nobility team and the new Black Orcs team. Well, both teams are new. Black Orcs keep bringing 6 Black Orcs and Goblins with a Troll, and the Human Nobility bringing a new take on the Bretonnian team, including an Ogre. And that is a key point here. The 2020 box is including 2 big guys, one for either side. It's also including 2 star players, Griff Oberwald for the Human Nobility and Varag Ghoul-Chewer for the Orcs. Both of these are excellent star players. Varag has quite a bit of an overhaul coming into this version from the previous, making him far more likely to be taken. And as a cheeky extra that no one seemed to have spotted in the leaked material, the box set is also going to include 2 referees, a dwarf referee and an elf referee. Both nice new sculpts, not ones we've seen previously, and these I'm not entirely sure what they're there for. Are they just there as tokens or marking pieces or just extra fluff, or will they actually play a part in the game? We can also see from the material in the Twitch release and the Warhammer community posting that the box set includes the same plastic tokens from the 2016 release, so the range ruler, the scatter template, that's all the same. It includes dice, new dice, but the same basic dice that we've seen before. It includes a very nice double-sided pitch with a astrogranite paved style on one side and traditional grass on the other, and matched double-sided dugouts. So all in all, this is a far more complete package than the 2016 release, especially with that full-size rulebook and big guys and star players in order to enable you to make more of the starting rosters for the 2 new teams. But it must come at a price. Now, I've just checked today that the existing 2016 release is £70 on the Games Workshop website. You can usually find it cheaper elsewhere, but £70. And that included 24 models, 12 human players, 12 orc players. Now, the new box set is including those same 12 players, but then additionally 2 big guys, which are the existing 2016 sculpts for the Ogre and the Troll, which as far as I know are the only 2 big guys Games Workshop have ever released in plastic. All the others are Forge World resin. 2 star players. Well, the star players normally knock around at about £20 a piece from Forge World. And then 2 referees. And I could not find the Forge World referee release, but I did find a couple of Forge World 2-player packs for other models. But according to my calculations, those extra figures come to £94 if you had to go out and buy them right now using the 2016 pricing. So what do we think of the cost of the new box? Will it be £70? Will it be £100? Will it be £150? For all new players, it might not be so bad. It's quite an investment for what is essentially just a board game. But there's a lot of gear in there, and we know Games Workshop, and we know we can trust their quality. But for everyone that is returning to the game, just looking really, do they want the rulebook? That's a big ask to buy into just a rulebook. The new teams are nice, but most players already have existing teams, and unless you particularly want those two, you're looking to shell out quite a lot of money potentially for a rulebook so you can use your existing models. Now I'm kind of hoping that they will be releasing just a hardback rulebook as a separate release, but I don't know whether they will or won't. It's a bit of a money-making scheme if they only have to release the box set complete with all the new goodies. Now I know I'm going to be putting a pre-order in to pick that box up on day one, because I definitely want to have it unboxed, and I can show you guys what is really in there and go a bit closer on the models. So you can catch that video at release. So what we also learned from the preview weekend is that the Necromantic team is coming, and they're coming with a new spike. And unlike the Snotling team that released a few weeks ago, the Necromantic team is coming with a 2020 format spike. So we'll have the new stat lines, the new models for the Wraiths, replacing the existing Whites, new points values, and any new gubbins that come with it. So maybe new wizards or inducements that might be specific to the 2020 format. Now, they didn't release a date for the Necromantic, but I expect that to release day and date with the new box. So we'll get a 2020 release box, and we'll get the Necromantic on the same day. And beyond the fact that they announced it would be November, they didn't give us a specific date. But we all know Nuffle's magic number is 11. So could 11/11, November the 11th, be our release date? That would make it a Wednesday, which is unusual for release. They tend to be Saturdays, but I wouldn't put it past them to sneak it out early. But I think the 7th, the 14th are far more likely dates. It's also possible they could ignore that entirely and release it on any random weekend in the month. But this close out, I don't expect to see it delayed. I think they will stick to a November release, which means sometime in the next 6 weeks, we will be able to play brand new Blood Bowl 2020 with official gear straight from Games Workshop. Which means, given the state of the world, I think I've rolled my last dice playing the 2016 rule set. It's been quite a long year and I've missed out, but I cannot wait to start playing this new version. All I've got to do is find somewhere to go and play it. In terms of the models, the sculpts look like they are excellent quality, which is always what we expect from Games Workshop. It's a shame that the Ogre and the Troll are being reused. It would be nice to get new sculpts for those, especially for teams like the Goblins that can have 2 Trolls. A bit of variety to shake those guys up would be nice. Games Workshop showed off the Imperial Nobility and the Black Orc team quite a while ago, along with the star players that go with them. I really like the Black Orcs and the Goblin models. I think they're amazing, as is Varag. I think those are really good sculpts that I really want to paint. I wasn't overly fussed with the 2016 Orcs, but these new Black Orcs, I really like those. On the other hand, I really don't like the Nobility side. I don't know what it is about those models, they just don't do it for me, and I really do prefer the Forge World Griff to the new Plastic Griff. I don't have either, but that is the model I would prefer to have. And the referees, they look pretty good. The Dwarf's smart, not sure about the Elf's legs. They look a bit odd, but that could just be more the painting than the sculpt. We've seen that a few times with the recent painting style. And the final bit of news I've got for you guys are the omnibus books. So I don't know whether these are reprints or new stories, but there are 2 Blood Bowl novels. Now I know there are 2 Blood Bowl novels now, so I'm not sure whether these are just new covers or expanded versions with more stories, but from all reports, the Blood Bowl stories are well worth a read, and I will eventually get those picked up. But thank you for tuning in, guys. It's just a quick roundup from today's news. Really excited now that we know that it's coming, and it's coming really soon. 6 weeks, it's going to be on my calendar, and I'm going to be counting down as quick as I can. Now, don't forget, you can catch me live on Twitch 3 times a week, where we're streaming mostly Blood Bowl 2, but we're going to be doing a bit more theorising as we get closer and closer to Blood Bowl 2020. And if you click up here, then there'll be a link to my latest Blood Bowl challenge, which is a Khemri challenge. 15 matches, how well can we do? Otherwise, now I've shrunk down to a proper size, if you click over here, then that is a link to my Blood Bowl skills guides. Now, some of these will be changing when the 2020 release comes, so I'll be doing updated versions of all these skills, plus new ones over the coming months. Hopefully I'll get most of these out early into the new year. And again, thank you very much, guys. I will catch you again soon.